Hi there, I'm Frank from the City of Games, and today I'm going to be playing the family mode of the Isle of Cats while using the Kittens and Beasts expansion. Now, please keep in mind the Kitten module and Beast module both come in the Kittens and Beasts expansion, and they can be used individually or combined. So for this playthrough, I'm going to be using them both together. Now, this does add an extra element of complexity to the family mode, and you should only really play this with people who are familiar with the game and ready just to take it up a notch. Also, for the purposes of the video, you will notice that I have added a red cat meeple here and a purple meeple here, just so you guys can see which player is which in the turn order and as I refer to them. And also you'll see that I've just got a small selection of the beast figures here because this is prototype components and I don't have a full set yet available, but it'll be enough for this 2-player playthrough. So with that said, let's get started. The first thing that's going to happen is we're going to use the Beast module. So we're going to take the Beast bag and each player is going to reach in and they're going to grab 2 Beast tiles at random. They're then going to choose which of the 2 Beast tiles they want to keep and where they're going to put them on their boat before they get to look at their lesson cards and make any other decisions, also before the cats come out. Okay, so our red player, we have got 2 creatures, and the first thing I recommend really is just looking to see how they combo up with what's on your boat. So I'm looking at this thinking, well, if I switch this around like this, we've got the blue coming up here, the orange here and the purple here, which is quite nice. Likewise, if I put this one here, I could maybe flick this around, have the orange coming up, the red and purple have to cross, so I feel like this one's not going to work so well for me. Now the real question is, where am I going to put it? I mean, I could put it here, then it's going to be nice and easy for the blue, orange and purple, but maybe I want to start covering some of this room and giving myself room to expand, because if we're going to go over here with blue and orange, then we're probably going to want to turn them into cat families as well. So I'm kind of in that mindset of maybe I want to push it a little bit further back. Part of me likes the idea of maybe we do this, maybe we come down here and then orange can come down, blue can come up and purple can go across, and I think that's where I'm going to go, and the other tile just gets discarded. Now, for our purple player, similar kind of thought process is going to go through my head. What's going to make the most sense? We've got orange here, blue here, and red here, and then we've also got the greens and the oranges, so I think that because these are on opposite sides, that's going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, we could do something like this, orange, green, purple, but that's feeling a little bit more tricky than this one is to me, so I think that we're going to go with the bird. And again, where are we going to put it? Similar kind of decisions. With these, generally, you want them quite central, so you've got the room to kind of expand out, but you also want to make sure that you're kind of using them in a practical way because they're very big. They take up a lot of space. So I feel like, oh, maybe this feels greedy. Trying to come down here feels really greedy, but I'm a greedy person. So with our beast tiles decided and placed, we then are going to get dealt our family cards just like we would normally, and then we're going to choose which of those we want to use as well. So our red player has got 9 points for 5 purples. That could work well. 10 points if you've got the largest family, and 1 point per cat, the chosen colour touching the edge of your boat. So we could do some mass purple strategy around the edge. We could just, and then go for 1 point per purple and 5, but then we only want 5 purple, so that's not going to help. Largest family works well as well, because we're going to have a lot of room to expand. So I think that that's what we're going to go with. I think we're going to go with 10 points for the largest family and 9 points for 5 purple cats. Bit of a gamble, but we'll see if it pays off. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to keep them face up so everyone can see what we have, but obviously normally you would keep them face down because they are private to the player. Next up, we've got our purple player, 5 red cats. Again, that could work quite well. Third largest family scores twice. We are going to be doing 3 families as a minimum and 9 points per green. Well, we're not going for green because of this, so I think that's a fairly easy decision. I say that. How that actually plays out is anybody's guess. So that's the Beast module done. Now what we need to do is connect families to these icons to get them to work. And you'll also see we've got the kitten board. So we're going to start the first round and our red player is going to be first. Normally we would have 4 cats per player, but because we're playing with the kittens module, we're only going to have 3 cats per player. So instead of 8, we're going to have 6 cats come out, and As normal, if we get any rare treasure, they'll be taken out and they'll be replaced. So that is going to be our 6 cats. The rare treasure will come down here for anyone who happens to get it. And now we're going to use the kitten module, which means that we're going to take 2 kittens and place them on the left side of the kitten board. So we're going to get the green cat and the purple one here. And then we're going to take 2 and place them on the right side, which is going to be the orange and the red ones over here. So now, when choosing, players can choose a cat or a pair of kittens. And this is where it starts to get interesting. It just works like normal cats, but you get 2 of them, but maybe they aren't the colours you want. Both of our players have got exactly 5 purple, 5 red requirements. So this is maybe going to be a blessing. It may be a curse. Our red player's going first. Okay. So they want to build orange off. They want to get 5 purple. They want to have the largest family. I mean, the largest family is probably not going to be 5 purple. So they're going to want 5 purple and maybe 6 or 7 of another colour. And then they're going to want the blue and the orange. So what have we got? I mean, there's a lot of purple out. It feels like it would be stupid not to start off with getting purple because we've got a lot of purple there. I'm looking at the kittens. I mean, we don't need green. We also don't need, we do need orange, but we don't need red. So it doesn't feel like they're going to be super valuable to us to start with. So I think we're just going to take a good old-fashioned purple cat, and we're going to connect it to our beast to start building up this family. Our purple player is looking for red, orange, and blue. Red and orange here is a good starting point. So it feels logical to take these 2 out because it's just going to help. But now overall, it's not helping us too much because they're not giant, but they are giving us those extra tiles. So maybe we're going to start building over this way with red, and maybe we'll build off this way with orange. As long as they're touching the square, then they are connected, and that feels like a nice building outwards. Now, building outwards is tricky, but is a viable option. Back to our red player, and they kind of feel like they probably should grab these to stop the other player taking them, but again, they don't really want them, and maybe just going for more purple and continuing to build up those purple cats is going to be a good option for them at this point because, I mean, the blue could help as well. They could extend the blue upwards, and I think that's what they're going to do. I think that they're just going to come up here with the blue and start working their way across. We're not too worried about filling this main deck room. It's going to be too hard for us to achieve it with the beast module. I mean, the kitten module will help, so maybe it is more doable, but we're going to move towards that treasure map and just get across. Now, we go back to our purple player, and our purple player is, I mean, this red cat feels pretty good. It's going to cover 4 rats, get us closer, and I think that that's probably going to be a logical place. We are looking for exactly 5 red cats, so I feel like that's a really nice moving across, helping us out kind of approach, covering those rats quite efficiently. Now, back to our red player. A red player is looking, green cat is not useful, purple cats are great. Question is, if we take the plus is going to leave us with this space here. If we take this one, then we're going to end up with the treasure map not covered perfectly, which isn't ideal. So we could maybe do that. That's going to help us fill a bit of this room and this room, leave that space, but we covered the treasure map. So we are going to get to take a common treasure. And I think that that's a valid use of that because we're only losing 1 square. And I think that's an efficient approach. So back to our purple player. Now the question comes down, well, do they want a purple cat? They don't. Do they want a green cat? They don't. So are they better off getting a green and a purple cat just so that they have something and rather than one? And it's tricky. It's really, really tricky because we could start building purple across this way and green across that way, but then they're just going to get in the way. If we need to build our 3rd largest family, like to be large, we really want to expand on these. So we don't want too much other stuff. So while it feels efficient, but we're going to get 2 more turns. So if we take one of those, we're still going to get something else. So we could pass, but it feels too early to be passing. It feels so inefficient to pass. So I think, knowing we're only going for 5 red cats in this direction, then we're probably going to take the purple, and I think that we start moving across with purple, and then with green, like, The green one's a tricky one because the green one I feel like is going to be more in our way, but you have to take them both. This is where it becomes tricky with the kitten module because you don't always want all the pieces, but you do have to take them. Back to our red player, they're going to take the final purple. The purple is going to fit neatly into this space up here, and then we're going to come back to our purple player who's going to have to take this other green cat because again, it's just too wasteful not to, and extend across towards that green. So that's the first round done, and I'm kind of feeling like red is in a better place at the moment. Purple has had to start putting a whole bunch of stuff on their boat they don't really want, but maybe it's going to help out later on. They did get a lot of kittens, which obviously is a good thing because who doesn't love rescuing kittens? But they aren't necessarily helping with the long-term approach and long-term strategies. Now, we've got our new kittens out for round 2. We're going to take our cats out, and we've got a blue and green pair, which could be quite helpful for purple now that they have taken a few green cats. And we've also got a red and blue pair, which again, it's quite helpful for purple. So at the moment, it's feeling like purple has got that edge back just a little bit. We're getting a lot of rare treasures coming out. They're also going to help us filling up some of those spaces. So with our 6 cats, let's go and have a look to see what we're going to do. Purple is up first. Purple feels like the blue and red combo is just too good to pass up. The blue cat is going to work very nicely over here, giving us this treasure map. And we take the treasure map before we play the treasure before we place the other cat. So we do have to keep that in mind. Where are we going to go? I'm not entirely sure because we do want the space for orange. We want the space for green. We're going this way for purple. Red is already filling some space and we don't want to block off blue too much. So in some ways we don't actually want that treasure yet. Is there an option not to cover it? Is that the better plan? But it feels, it's efficient. It's efficient to cover it. It's the right approach. And I think, I don't know, do we block this off and then have blue come this way? That feels risky because we need that family. We can't block off blue. Surely only a madman would do that. But maybe we move in this direction. Maybe we take this one and come over here. And that just gives us a little bit more option for this. It closes off this side of the blue, but I don't know. Is that a good idea? That seems like an awful idea as well. Oh my goodness. This is where it's interesting with the beast because it becomes so much more powerful trying to build up those families. But I feel like that's what we're going to do. And the problem is now, you've already seen it, haven't you? I'm going to do the same with the red cat. I'm taking these treasure maps so quickly. Another treasure map. And what am I gaining for doing that? I mean, treasure is an answer. But is that helpful? I guess we can start filling up some of this room as well. But I feel like, great, we've built a friendship. You know, that's okay. We can take one of our favorite beast meeples and put it on here to show that that friendship has now been formed because it's connected to a family. But is that going to help us long term? I don't know. Back over to our red player. Red players eyeing up the green and blue kittens. Eyeing them up. I mean, they're not necessarily part of the strategy of getting that big family. But let's have a look. There's no purple cats. There's 1 orange cat. There's 2 blue cats. So there's not a lot of options. And this is possibly going to be a good one for us just to keep playing it safe for a little bit. And I think that we're going to put the blue kitten down here. We're then going to take a treasure to move over in this direction, because we are not too worried. And then we're going to place this one here to start getting this green cat across. This gives us room to complete off the the blue, and it also gives us room to complete off the orange. I can see here with the purple figures, we should have put a meeple on here to show that we've built up this friendship, and that's absolutely fine. One of the reasons we have these figures is just to help remind you as things like this. If you do forget, you'll notice it later, and by the end of the game, as long as you've got them there, it's going to help you know what you've achieved. Because what we want to do is by the end of the game is make it so you don't forget to complete one, and as soon as they're there, you know it's completed. So they're doing their job by reminding me that I already forgot. Okay, back to our purple player, and now back to the cats. You'll notice with the beast that you start to like spew out from the middle more, and it becomes challenging. And also, because they take up a lot of space, you're more restricted to how much room you've got quicker in the game. Now, I'm looking at this orange cat thinking the orange cat could go quite nicely over here, and that could work out quite well for us, but at the same time, no, I don't think it does go well. I don't think it fits. So maybe we go for the green, but then we're connecting a family we don't want. What about the blue? The blue is the tricky cat for us. We do need to find a way to continue building up this blue, and maybe, oh my goodness, I'm thinking maybe the blue is the right option. But which one? It's hard. It's really, really difficult. I think that the blue is going to be the right option here, and then putting this in here, because we have to get this blue family built up, and that does give us a lot of options. It leaves us with one space, but I think that that's really important. Back to the red player. Okay, they really want to get orange moving across. They really want to get this orange done, and I think that given how few orange cats are coming out, it's really important to them that they continue to kind of push the orange as they can. And I think that's going to be the right move. It's, well, maybe, I mean, are we going to do that? Maybe that's better. It does leave us with a rat, but it's more efficient for the room, and we've already said we're not going to fill this room, so maybe we cover that later with a treasure, maybe we don't, but at least it's going to get us in that room a little bit more. Back to the purple player. They're looking at the red cats, and they do need 5 red cats, which means that they want 2 more, and there are 2 there, so maybe this is the good opportunity to take them. They also need 1 more blue, and I don't think the current blue tile is going to work, so maybe they go for the green, but the reds, why wouldn't they go for the reds? It feels like it's a worthwhile venture for the reds, because they could possibly, is this going to work nicely here? This feels like it helps a little bit. It continues that red family, covers another square, it's going to help. Back to our red player. So our red player is thinking, again, the blue cat makes sense for them because they want to connect up that family, and I think that's what they're going to do, because this blue cat nicely covers the room, covers some rats, connects up this friendship by forming the family. We're going to take our favourite figure, and they've already now connected up 2 of these free spaces on this beast, which is working really well for them. We've got to keep in mind that we are looking to have 5 purple cats, and we are looking to have the largest family, and we do need to get this orange up. So there's still a lot to be done for red, and we want to fill some of these rooms. Back to purple though. 3rd largest family is going to score twice, so we want to have 3 big families. We need to have that 5th red cat. Are we doing it now? I mean, we could take it now, or we could take the green. I mean, it feels early to be taking the last red cat. We're still only in the 2nd round. More red cats are going to come out. So I feel like, as we know that the other player's not going for red, we should take this green and place it here. Although that's awful. That's awful. Only a madman would place that there. That is a terrible decision. Maybe placing it here instead. That leaves this space open and leaves this space open. Still covers the treasure map. That does give us our 1x1 to fill up this space should we want to do that. Oh, I feel like we're going to regret this. I feel like we're going to regret it. But we are back to where we're at. The red player is taking the red cat. And are they going to take it? Are they going to place it? I mean, it doesn't hurt. It helps. We could get over to that treasure map. Maybe we fill up this space here. That's going to fill up 4 squares in this room and brings us an option to expand across should we wish to. So it's the end of the 2nd round. We're going to switch our players round. We're going to draw out some new kittens, and we're moving into the mid round. And at this point, I have no idea who's winning. Normally, I'm fairly, like, you know, I'm like, this guy's going to do well. That guy's going to do well. But this time round, I'm worried for them. I am very, very worried for them. We've got double purple and an orange blue that's come out. Orange blue is looking good for our purple player. Double purple is looking good for our red player, but also orange and blue is looking good for them too. So perhaps as our red players first, they're going to be able to sneak this out and get them all, because they know that so far our purple player has not shown much interest in purples. So our red player's looking. What do they need? The blue and the orange. The orange would help. The blue would help build up that family. And we are looking for that largest family. So I feel Like the blue and the orange is a great option over here, because this is going to help us do this, which is going to bring us towards this treasure map, bring us towards that family. It's also going to leave us with another little blue kitten, and I feel fairly confident we could do something great with this. I'm just not sure what. We could start moving over here to fill up this space and give us more ways to expand, to have that largest family. Maybe we use it over here just to help continue trying to fill this space. I think that may give us... that might be challenging to cover this and fill this space, but it feels like it's a good idea. It's helping us fill those rooms. Back to the purple player, and the purple player did really want those pieces. They're now weighing up their options. Do we want to take our 5th red cat now, or do we want to wait? It's still early, but if we keep saying that, we're going to fail at some point. Do we have the blue cat? And I feel like that blue cat has to come out. This has got to be the perfect opportunity. Look at that. It feels this is the ideal piece. Wow. I was not expecting such a magnificent piece to come out. That's incredible. So we're going to build up this friendship. 2 friendships done. That is 10 points. And we've still got 1 more on its way. Our red player's now thinking, do we take these? Do we take them? I mean, taking these will give us our 5 purple cats. But, I mean, it's hard because I look at this piece and I think, well, this piece is the same as this, but with 1 extra square, which obviously is better. But I don't know. I feel like we should take them now. I feel like getting those 5 purples is okay. I feel like it's okay. This is going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purples, filling this off. So now we're trying to build up our blue family to be the largest family. We need 1 more orange for this, and we're in a good space. Red is doing well. Purple, on the other hand, oh my goodness. They don't want to take those reds just yet. They're confident that that's not the right approach. They don't know what to take. I mean, this green could fit quite nicely here. That leaves us with just wanting a green corner piece to fit, or a blue corner piece to fit in this space, which is very much an option. Orange, we do want to connect orange up, and maybe this is a good time to take that orange piece. I think that putting this one in here, that is going to help us get to a 2nd orange. So we only need 1 more, and it does give us 1 more treasure. The question is, where do we want to go with that treasure, and what do we want to use it for? We could possibly use it to cover these 3 rats, and that doesn't feel like such a bad option to me. Or we could use it to fill this square so we can finish off that room. But I think that for now, I'm happy with this. I think... oh, yeah, like, it's hard. It's really tough, but I think that's the right decision. Back to our red player. Okay, so they don't want the purple. They could take the green, or they could take the reds. Now, they've got an opportunity to continue, or to start building their reds across to get to that map. But also, I'm looking at this and thinking that covers 6 squares of this room, and that feels like it has to be done. It's going to help us fill this room up, which is going to be, counter the 5 negative, and build this to a family, which I feel like is really good. It's not one of the goals that I'm working towards, but I feel like that doesn't feel like a bad move. Okay, back to purple. Purple is looking, and purple is thinking, the green cat. I think now is the time for the green cat, so we can build this one in here, and that is absolutely great. If this 1 piece comes out, that we're going to be in a really good place. So I'm glad we took that green kitten early on. The purple one's still not doing much, but it is certainly helping. And now over here, our players are thinking, well, I don't want purple, so I'm going to be taking the red. And what am I going to do with it? Am I going to try and fit in a part of this room, or are we now going to expand across? And I think now is the time to expand across, but what's the most optimal way to do that? We could try and put it up here to cover that rat. We could put it this way, which is going to leave that rat hard, but at least give us some space over here. We could do something like this, but that's going to break us up into a whole bunch of different spaces. So I think that's going to be it. I'm not sure that that's great. We've not covered too many treasure maps though. We've still got 1, 2, 3 left, which is going to help us fill in some of this space. So I'm feeling okay with our red player. The purple player is looking at this purple piece thinking, is it going to help? It's okay. we can stick it in here. We can start pushing that purple across, fill in a bit more of this room, gets us a chance to get this one last treasure map. I mean, we could have put it there, but I just think that that's not worth it. I'm confident that the blue or green are going to come out to fill that space at some point. So, 4th round, we are switching back. Purple is first. And we got to remember, so we've got one more red cat that we do need over here. And I've made it really hard by putting that in there and that there, the red cat. Oh my goodness, I don't know. We're going to need the perfect tile. The perfect tile is going to have to come out to fill that in, because that is really not going to be great. And we have not got it in the kittens. We have not got it in the kittens at all. Oh my goodness, we are looking around. I mean, we can see that we've still got a few chances, but I'm panicking. I'm slightly worried. And our third largest family is scoring twice. At the moment, we've got a family of 3, a family of 4, and a family of 4. So we do need to get a family of 4. That means probably pushing our orange up to 4, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, unless, well, that was lucky, wasn't it? Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe getting the orange up to 4 isn't going to be as much of a challenge as I thought a moment ago. Our red player is also thinking, well, we've got the purples, so I just need that large family now. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blues, so they want to push blues and they don't have any blues. They want to push red, and there is 1 red. They want to get some green, so they're not going to have a great time. They are not going to have a great time, but it's the purple player first. And what are we going to do? So, we could take the green and orange, and that would allow us to start filling some of this space. But that is a gamble then, because we're not going to be covering it properly in the way we wanted. Or we could put it up here, continue the gamble, and push our orange over here. And I think that's the option. I think that is the option. If we put the orange here, that's going to connect these up to form the family, to build off that final friendship, which is absolutely fantastic. And it gives us this green to put over here to fill in this room. We're still gambling that this is going to come out in the last round, which is anyone's guess, but I'm feeling good about that. That's really helped. We've now got our 3, we've got a 4, we've got a 5. So if we can get something else bigger, then we're going to be in a nice little spot. Okay, back to our red player. And they are thinking, there's a lot of orange tiles, and I didn't really want any orange tiles. Are any of them going to be good for me? Are any of them going to fit nicely into this end space? Because we do need 1. I mean, it's a tricky one. This tile here, this is a gamble tile, because this tile is going to fit here perfectly. And there is 1 piece that may come out that fills that gap. I don't know if we're going to see it. That seems like such a risk, but it does give us our orange, and that is really, really important to us. So we're going to connect up that friendship as well. So both of our players have built up all of their friendships. We've now got our 5 points, so we are worried now about building the largest family and filling as much of our boat as possible. Over here, we still need 1 more red cat. And this red cat does fit, but it covers the treasure map, and that's going to destroy us. That's not going to be good. So maybe we just need to focus on pushing orange. Can we do anything efficient with orange? It'd be really nice to just, take a piece like this, put it in a space like this, and go, well, that's the dream. That is the dream. That worked really well. Really happy with that. Back to red. Okay, so we need to do something. What do we need to do? Oh, it's difficult. So, none of those orange pieces are going to be good for us. The red piece is okay for us. The green piece we could put up here as well, which would allow us to fit in a bit of space. We'd get a treasure to fit in a bit more space. And I feel like we kind of know that the red piece isn't going to be taken by purple, because it doesn't seem like a good option. So I think we're going to take the green, and we're going to put the green one in here, and that is going to give us a treasure. If we take a 3x1, that's going to allow us to fill this space. That leaves us with 1 square over here to fill, which is going to help us with that room, and perhaps we're going to be able to build up a family off that. Back to the purple player. They're looking at the pieces. Okay. So, they need that red. Oh, it's such a gamble. Do we wait and hope that we get that red piece next round? Or do we take that one and screw ourselves over? And that is hard. Do we take an orange or do we take a green and blue? I mean, we could just take these to build up 2 more families. It's not going to help us fill off the rooms. But what I think we do is we give up on the plan over here. I think we take the blue, I think we take the green, and then we try and get the purple to do the common treasure. I think that's the plan now over here. I think we've given up on the hope of that other piece coming out. We're back over to our red player. Our red player is... they're not in a great place. I mean, these 2 orange tiles just don't help them at all. So, they're going to have to take the red. And if they take the red, the question is, where do they go with it? We could come over here, leave 1 square. We could come over here. Now, if we come over here, that covers that last treasure map. And I don't know how great that is at this point. I feel like, as much as I would like to do it, I don't know, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's cover it. Let's take a 1x1 and fill that room. That feels like a safe bet. That feels like a nice, safe way to progress. Back to our purple player. They're looking at the 2 orange tiles and they're thinking, are any of them going to be the right tile for me? It's hard. I mean, this one feels like the logical choice. We could put this in here. That's going to help us just a little bit with filling up those rats. It leaves us with a space for a treasure. Not that we're going to get it, but I don't know. It helps us build on that family, and that feels like at least it's a good option because we are looking for our 3rd largest, and we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we can get that red cat, 5. So that probably is the right option. Our other players looking at this piece and saying, I can't fit it. It just doesn't fit by my orange cats, and I don't want to put it elsewhere because we're running out of room. So they're going to pass this piece, and also our purple player is looking to pass it as well. So in fact, this cat, even now, not in the last round, we're going to be passing. This is something you'll see a little bit more when you play with the Beast module because it does just push you in that slightly different direction. So our final kittens are coming out, and we are going to get a purple and a red, and we're also going to get an orange and a red. Now that is interesting because our purple player says, yes, I'm going to get the red tile that I needed for my 5 because there's 2 there. Now the question is, which one are they going to get? How's it going to play out? How is this game going to end up? We have got 1, 2, 3 more cats to come out, and then the final round shall begin. And I think with everyone trying to get exactly 5 or something, we're going to see a lot of cards and cats being passed up in this last round. Okay, so where are we? We are looking at the red player, and our red player is thinking this did not come out. It didn't, I mean, it was a long shot, but it's not ideal because that's 2 rooms and a treasure that we've wasted by that gamble. And that is not good for us. So maybe we take this. So at least we can get that treasure, cover this, get the treasure, maybe fill this. And then we've got a red that can come over here and fill a space, maybe? Oh, it's not as beautiful as one would hope. What else have we got? I mean, we could put the red block in here. And then we've got a 3 and a 1. It's not ideal, is it? It's really not ideal. But what we could do... Oh, there's a plan. Okay. We're going to hope that we get this piece. Because this piece we can put in here. And it doesn't matter. No. Because we don't want more than 5 purples. Oh, no. It would have been so good. It would have filled those 2 rooms and given us 10 points. Which is still plus 1 point and covering the rat. Just plus 2 points on that. So maybe that is still going to be the way to go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure just yet. I think that we have to take these though. I think that this is the only good approach for us. So we're going to put, oh my goodness, we're going to put the orange cat over here, the kittens coming in. And now the question becomes, we put the, if we put this one in here, We put this one in here. That then gives us the ability later to put this tile in here and fill in this room and build on that family, which then gives us a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cat family, which I think brings us up to at least tied biggest, which is enough. I hope that's going to be enough. Back to our purple player. They have to take this. They need that red cat. More than anything do they need that red cat. The question is, where are they going to put it? How are they going to go with it? Because are we going to try and fill up this room? That feels like an option. If we did that and we did this, then what's that going to leave us with? That's going to leave us with this, which does kind of fit there fairly okay. We're going to have the same problem of not filling that end room, but I think that's going to be okay. Back to our red player. They are grabbing this, no hesitations. They want this red cat and they want to fill that room to build on that family, and they are having a good time. Back to purple, and they're going to have to take this, aren't they? They're going to have to take this now. They're going to have to take that treasure, and then that treasure is going to come over here, which I had forgotten about. Because that's then going to leave us with this room not filled. That's not ideal. And there's no other way to manage it, because if I'd switched this the other way, it wouldn't cover the treasure map at all. That's not great. And then we're not going to fill this room. I think purple's fallen at the final hurdle. Back to red. Red is looking at their options. None of these orange tiles are working here. Are they working over here? They could do. One orange could go here, or we could put the blue one in here. What's going to be better for us? Our blue family is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our orange family is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to matter too much. Are we going to get 2 in though? Potentially. So I think we're going to take this blue cat and we're going to put this one in here, because that's going to help us filling up some of this space. We're then going to come back to our purple player who's looking, do any of those orange cats help me? They do not. Do any of these cats fit on my boat at all? I do not think they do. I think that purple is down and out. We're back to red. Red knows they now have the luxury of choosing anything that they want, and they're questioning, is it possible for me to fill all of these spaces? Can I fill this room? We left this room early on, and we really had hoped we were going to do it, but it's just not feeling likely. I mean, this cat does fit in here fairly well. It's not a bad fit for us, to say the least, but I don't think that there's anything else we can do around that. I think that's it. These 2 cats, unfortunately, are not getting rescued, and we are at the end of the game, so we are going to go into final scoring, and we're going to quickly tot them up, and as always, I'm going to do it off camera, so we can have a look afterwards to see how they did. So our blue families for our red player, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue cats, which is going to be 20 points, and over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is only going to be 11 points for purple. In green families, we've only got 2. We didn't complete that family off, so that's going to give us nothing for red. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points over here. That's going to be 20 for purple. That's a big chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4 orange. That's going to be 11 for red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do not know who is going to win this. I think that this is going to be a lot tighter than I was thinking it was going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purples, which is going to be a nice 15 points for red, and 1, 2, 3, 4 over here for 11. And then red families, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points over here for our, 6 cats over here for our red player, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here for our purple player, which is going to be 15. We're then going to look at our lesson cards, and we've got largest family. So the largest family, red, had 2 6s, purple had 1 6, which means it's a tie, which means it does count. So they are going to get those 10 points, and they do have exactly 5 purple cats, which means they're going to get 9. 9 points if you've got red, 5 reds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the 9 points to this, and the third largest family scores twice. We've got 1 6, and we've got 2 5s, so the 5 is going to score twice. It's going to give us 15, and then we're going to look at our beasts. Both players formed all 3 of their friendships. That means they're going to get 15 points each, and now we're going to look at rats. Our red player has got 2 rats visible. So it's going to be 2 rats minus 2 points. Our purple player has got 1 rat visible. It's going to be minus 1. And then we're going to look at rooms. So the main room, the dining room, and the storage and captain's room. So that's 4 rooms for red. It is looking like purple might have caught this at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms over here for purple as well. And I think, let's add it up and have a look. Red player's got 20, 31, 46, 66, 76, 85, 90, 100, 80, 78 points. That is a huge score for our red player. And our purple player, 11, 31, 46, 47, 57, 67, 72, 81, 96, 111, 190 points. So we have got our red player with 78, our purple player with 90 points, making them the winner. But that was pretty close. I felt like purple had pushed a little bit more, but it was only 12 points in the end. And that's the end of the playthrough. I hope you had fun. I hope you managed to guess who the winner was going to be. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to ask them below in the comment section. And otherwise, until next time, keep on adventuring.